Hello and welcome to Scott's Magical Teachings. I'm Scott. Tonight I wanted to bring up a subject that I get asked quite a bit when it comes to my clients, some newer witches that I try and do my best to help when I can, where I can. And tonight's thing I want to talk about is demonic communication and summoning of demons in general, and some of the things I do that helps me get in touch with these spirits and helps me communicate better with them. Um, so, a little about my background. The first demon I ever personally worked with was Duke Sallows. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be where I am, actually, when it comes to my powers, my psychic abilities, and my overall communication level with spirits as a whole, whether it be angels, demons, or even the dead. Um, I really got to thank Duke Sallows a million times over. So, what are some of the things I do that helps with demonic communication? Well, anytime I speak to a demon, or an angel, or any spirit, I should say, first thing is just like when you talk to anybody else. Okay? Respect. Biggest one, it keeps a nice, positive, plane for both you and the demon. Keep it respectful, they will be respectful back, kind of thing. Right? Know who you're calling to. All right? Don't just try and sit around and say, demon, come help me in such and such case, right? Know who you want to call to. Get yourself prepared to call to that demon. And think in your mind, what do you want to talk to them about? Let that energy build prior to the communication. All right? Now, the thing with spirits, demons, angels, dead, they know when they're being thought about, when they're being called to. So say, right, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, you know what? I haven't spoken to Duke Sallis in a little while. Okay? And I like to keep up with him every so often. I know there are a couple months that go by and I don't reach out to him, but I do like to reach out to him, maybe just give him an offering. Not necessarily anything, but just to continue my appreciation for him. Remember in the back of my mind that he's the whole reason I am so powerful, right? He helped me and he guided me, especially earlier on. He did a lot for me. He was there for me in my endeavors. So every so often, I'll call him. I'll call to him. I'll talk to him. See how he's been. Kind of give him an update of what I'm doing, how I've been. And I might give him a little offering. But hey, listen, I just want to give you a little offering. Just continue our relationship, kind of thing, and build. Right. That also kind of helps build the bond between Duke Sallis and I even more. But anyway, I'm getting a little off track. So when I'm going to do that call to him, I'll sit and I'll think, all right, I'm getting ready here to call to my friend Duke Sallis here, and he's given me express permission to call him as my friend, as he calls me his friend. And I'll start thinking about, like, okay, what do I want to talk to Duke Sallis about? Why am I going to bring him here? All right? Now, we also got to understand that by calling out the demons, and I guess I should say this is also another thing I do, and another thing I want to touch on is the types of ways to call out the demons, right? I don't sit around and just, Duke Sallows, come forth. Right? I don't do that. The way I personally, and I always tell my clients and the new witches that I try helping, even if it's just a passing, they're not necessarily clients of mine, um, is I tell them, you got to build your psychic abilities first. Okay, you got to awaken your third eye. You got to be able to start feeling them a little more. All right, you can't just decide, hey, say it's a day, I'm going to start becoming a magician, and we're going to sit down and do a ritual. It's not going to be that effective because you don't know how to channel your powers, right? So I always suggest, if you're going to call to a demon, find their end. Meditate on that end, okay? A couple things that an end does is it helps raise our vibrational frequency to match theirs. To put it into perspective, okay? Say we're on a scale of 1 to 5, okay? We humans vibrate at, let's say, a 2, okay? And just for argument's sake, a demon vibrates at a 4.3. All right? So meditating on their end helps raise our vibrational frequency and opens all of our chakras, all 108. We have 108, keep that in mind, to theirs. So meditating on their end and repeating it, chanting it, meditating with it 108 times helps raise each chakra as well to match theirs. Another thing that it does is it is a form of respect to the demon, and it helps power them as well. We are using our energy to vocalize and chant and focus in on that and really try and raise our frequency to theirs. So what that does also empowers them, because they can also feed off of that energy. So it makes them more powerful as well, as it makes us more powerful. And it's a great way to summon their energies. Since each end is tied to each demon, they know, hey, this guy or this girl or whatever is chanting my end. They're calling to me. Makes them a little curious as well. So that you start getting their energy. It's like, okay. It's like, almost like a calling. It's like you're calling somebody. They'll answer that call. Now, you're not going to hear them, especially if it's your very first time. You're most likely not going to hear them unless you have the natural ability to do so. That takes time and effort. It took me a couple months there. We're working with Duke Sallows and chanting his end pretty much almost daily to get to that point where I'm able to actually get audible responses from him. So now let's say you're not quite there yet, right? You can't quite hear, so you can't make actual conversation. They're going to notice that pretty quickly, all right? Because they might be there and they might be trying to speak to you, but obviously they're not getting the answers back to you, or back from you. So they're going to be like, all right, he can't hear me, or she can't hear me, or they can't hear me, whatever. So now they're like, okay, let's wait for them to answer a question or ask a question, and I'm going to try another way of answering that. So then, all right, you're going to want to move on to your introduction, who you are, always, especially if it's your first time meeting a new demon. Just again, like you meet anybody else in person, you introduce yourself. So say it's my first time, right, reenacting kind of my first time meeting Duke Sallows. Greetings, Duke Sallows. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Scott Mahoney. This is why I'm calling you. Okay, kind of lead right into it, right? Short, sweet, and simple introduction. They know who you are now. Excuse me, just had dinner not too long ago. So they know who you are now, and it's polite. So it keeps that, like I said, positive atmosphere between you and the demon. In this case, Duke Sallows. So, moving forward, you can hear them, but you could feel that the energy is in the room. So now, moving on to yes or no questions is the best form of action, in my opinion. So let's say, okay, Duke Salos he can help with love. And I know a lot of people are out there looking for love, especially in black magic. So, all right. Greetings, Duke Salos. My name is Scott Mahoney. I am calling to you because I have a love issue. Could you help me? Okay. Now, the feelings I got when asking yes or no questions in general, it took me a moment to figure out which was which. But in my opinion, that minute to figure it out is also very crucial for communication further. The reason I say that is if you don't try and figure out what the Spirit's trying to tell you, and you're just trying to force what you want to hear, you're going to have issues later on with magic in general. So when let's say that question, right? Can you help? I have matter issue of love. Can you help me with it? And I get this almost like positive washing feeling to say. Starts around here and it just flows down. I feel it's almost like a comfort and almost like a confirmation kind of feeling. Like I just got something confirmed for me. That is how I figured out that it was a yes. So, in this instance, yes. Duke Salos is saying, I can help you. Okay, now same question, but if I got a very cold and hollow feeling on my inside, and usually I feel it around the back, right around the mid-back, and it's cold and there's like something there, but at the same time it just feels like very empty and hollow and just it's a really bad crummy feeling. That is how I was able to interpret that it was a no. Okay, we established our first answer. Let's move on. If it's a yes, explain your matter, explain your issue. Go from there. Let the conversation flow naturally. If it's a no, you're more than welcome to ask why. But if you can't hear them, obviously you're not going to be able to get an answer audibly. But he might go out of his way, say after the communication's over, and within the next few days, you might, be zoned out and zone in just at the right moment to somebody's conversation or something on the news or, something on your phone. And it just feels different. Like you were supposed to see it. And like, of course, it's like, oh, of course I zone in just as X and Y happened. That's, in this instance, Duke Salos explaining to you why. They will always answer you. You might even have a dream about it. He'll answer you there too. Demons bind to our subconscious. Spirits in general bind to the subconscious. That's why a lot of people are able to get instructions and see demons and see everything while they're dreaming. So that being said, developing the audible psychic power. That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you really have to work for it. You have to really build a connection, especially earlier on, right? If you're just starting out, you really want that power. Really develop a deep, harmonious relationship with a single entity. Don't stretch yourself too thin by, working with Duke Salos and Prince Citrian and Lord Lucifer and King Paimon. Slow yourself down. Choose one entity that you want to work with and really focus all your time on that. Not all your time, but a reasonable amount. Really work with that spirit. Keep asking for signs. Keep, developing your power. And what I mean by signs is, I'm not saying you cast a spell and every night, like, hey, can I get a progress report there? No, you don't want to do that. And that's a whole other conversation. A whole other topic for a whole other video. So, by signs, I mean speaking with Duke Salos, still trying to learn to hear him. Okay, Duke Salos, can you hear me? I get a yes. All right, he can hear me. Now let's try some other exercises, right? Try and really get keen on his energies. Keep vibrating upwards and upwards. Ask him for instructions. Ask, hey, Duke Salos, what can I do to help build my power and build our relationship? And he'll answer you again. You'll find your way. He'll show you the way, right? And any spirit will, if you're working with them. But always be polite. Always keep a positive atmosphere around. At least between you and the spirit. And then it's time to say it's time for closing. All right? Duke Salos, thank you for coming to, so for instance, right now where I am, thank you for coming into my room, spending time with me and answering my questions. Thank you for using your energy to manifest before me. However you want to thank the demon, I must now ask you to please return to your place of dwelling with peace between you and I. Thank you. Amen. Simple as that. You're asking politely. They'll leave. It's all good. Give some time for the energy to go away, the residual lingering energy around. It's just because you ask them to leave right then and there doesn't mean all the energy will instantly disappear. It might take a little while. Give it some time. Now, if you can hear them, have a conversation. Exactly normal. But do keep in mind the differences between actually hearing the demon or the spirit, angel, whichever you're talking to, and your own thoughts and thought projections. They are two very different things. They will make themselves known differently, I should say. A spirit talking to you, you're going to feel different. You're going to hear different. You might hear a little altered version of your own voice, your inner voice. Or you might hear a female voice or male voice, however, which the demon, and also depending on the demon you're working with and talking to, decides to have the voice. And on top of that, you'll notice they're speaking differently than you ever would. So the English, let's say if you're speaking in English, it will be a lot more Old English or proper English than, let's say, you do in your everyday life. And the same goes for any language. Thought projection, it's going to sound a lot similar to your voice in my experiences. Or it might be like a forced difference of a voice. And you would be able to feel and all right, something's not right with that. And it'll sound and speak a lot more closer to how you speak. Again, from my experiences. So be aware for that. And again, politeness. Keep yourself professional as well. And just let the conversation flow naturally between you and the demon if you can hear him. That is all I have for you tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, drop a like and a comment. Any questions feel free to drop. I will do my best to answer. And I do offer my services. I will drop my Instagram business handle in the description. So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And take care. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.